We are indeed grateful to you. He is also a professor and director in charge of the agroeconomic research. Dr. Shanti to felicitate her with flowers.
Contemporary issues of immediate policy relevance. So, labor reforms and governance reforms is being talked about much in the post-90s. So, it is one of the contemporary issues, and they have been writing this all along. Over a long period, they have been writing continuously. It is not all of a sudden at one night, one fine morning they have written. They have been meticulously writing this over a span of couple of years, I think. It is one of the
discuss in depth the arguments advanced for and against the current labour law reform process in India. As you would all know, the arguments advanced for the labour law reform process are that the labour laws in India are there's a multiplicity of labour laws. The labour laws are multifarious, they're complex to understand. Then another argument often put forth is that the labour laws in India are antiquated. They begin with the Employees Compensation Act of 1943, then there are laws of 1947, 48 and so on. So yet another argument advances to our labour laws are archaic, they are antiquated. Then another argument puts
which I from a trade union movement had been demanding for years together. Ratification of Convention 87 and 98, which talks about formation of trade unions and collective bargaining. Especially today, I had been representing the All India Bank Officers Confederation. Practically, we don't have any legal rights. It is only due to some muscle power which we have gathered that we have forced the managements to negotiate with us.
It's really such a pleasant evening where a book on labour law and labour markets, I know the title is Governance Reform. It's a word that I'm a little uncomfortable with, governance, but governance reform is going to be released. Professor Shyam Sundar particularly has been a very prolific author, and this, I think there are 60 or 65 articles that have been written over a period of time with a very strong introduction and a concluding segment that sort of captures where India is today. That what is happening to 99% of the labour force is not to just discuss, Ramapriya had, if I may, had made this point about the 90s of the stealth, etc. But 90s is also the era of the building and construction workers.
I am Professor K.R. Shyam Sundar. I am serving as a professor in HRM area in XLRI, Xavier School of Management, Jamshedpur. I specialize in the field of labor economics and industrial relations. I have written a number of articles concerning the ongoing labor law reforms and the various codes that are sought to be introduced primarily by the NDA government in the last 7-8 years. We are of the opinion, myself and Dr. Rahul Sapkar are of the opinion that the labor law and the inspection reforms that are being introduced, they do not exactly carry a balanced perspective, in the sense that they do not the reform processes have not been introduced with proper, effective, meaningful social dialogue, and they also lack a sense of balance, in the sense that they do not protect the interests of the workers at great length, and also they have not consulted the workers or the representatives in an adequate manner. Proper reforms, it is true that labor laws require reforms, but the reform processes must combine the interests of the workers and the interests of the industry, so that fair, equitable and productive workplaces are created, and Indian economy not only achieves its competitiveness in terms of ease of doing business, but also the entire constitutional framework and the labor laws framework protect the interests of the workers. Our argument is very simple. We say that talk to trade union leaders, talk to industry representatives, and come and take a balanced perspective so that workers do not lose their jobs, they have well-paid jobs, they have social security, they have employment security, good quality jobs are created. And our argument is also that if workers earn sufficient wages, and if social security exists, and if productivity bargaining takes place and workers also contribute to the productivity enhancement, then it will lead to a decent workplace. And our book assumes importance because 2019 ILO is completing 100 years, and decent work agenda has been the principal paradigm of the ILO. So what we are pleading, what we are conveying is that labor law reforms are necessary, but they must combine and protect combine the interests of both labor and capital and ensure both social protection and overall efficiency, so that we have decent work and we have inclusive, equitable, efficient economy. Thank you very much.